Well, here we go again. Welcome back to the Skill Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 1 of Road to the Rockies. There's no Scale Nationals this year, so far as Josh and I can tell, so we needed to challenge each other again with some sort of comp, so we're heading to the Rockies. The Rocky Mountain Regionals, hosted by Team Garage Hack. And like previous comp challenges like Road to the Scale Nationals, we've given ourselves 4 months to build 3 trucks, which obviously is not enough, ever. I wish we could start thinking about these things like a year in advance. Anyway, maybe that's sort of what I've done, because I am starting with a already built Class 2/3 truck. This is the Artful Dodgers Ground Fox, using Holmes Hobbies electronics. We've got their ESC, their motor, a Revolver V2 at 2200 kV, and a Holmes SHV 500 low profile servo. That is the start of this year's Class 2/Class 3. I'm pretty confident that Class 1 is going to take up so much of our time that I really can't dedicate much more time to anything else. All 4 months is going to be spent on that one build. Believe it, it's going to happen. So with that in mind, I said, let's just take something that I've already got sitting on the shelf that was basically supposed to be my Class 2 for this year anyway, and run it. And run with it. So here's that right here. If you want to see some more information about the Ground Fox chassis and what it actually is, I will put a link right up there so you can check that out at your convenience. Essentially though, this is an Element truck. Sort of. There's not much Element left on this. The Element transmission exists, so we've still got the overdrive of 12% here. We've also changed out the axles for SSD diamond style axles, which are much smoother, much lower profile than the Element axles, and use all the Element parts. We've also got some weight down low, and we're using the bent links from the factory Team Element kit. This is a really innovative design, and I really like what they've done with it. There is a lot of options for mounting your shocks, there's a lot of options for mounting your links, and they've been really thoughtful with the way they've laid out their space. So there's still room up front for a battery, which is kind of key, you need one. There's also room for a servo winch as well. And they've really just kind of done their homework with this aluminum chassis. It is very simple, very straightforward, but really innovative in the way that they used the existing transmission. And they've kind of lowered the whole thing, so its CG is quite low. And it's a very nicely balanced truck, as you can see. It's a really thoroughly thought through design, and I'm really pleased with the overall construction of it too. It's really nice. I've kept the wiring as simple as possible. I've also made sure to make it capable for running another servo in the back. So it's really going to be sort of a Class 2/Class 3 build. These are the tires I want to go with. This is the VXT2 from Vanquish. It says it's a 475 tire, but I'll let you decide. We all know it's taller. And for bodies, I know that I should run a hard body, but I'm just so tempted to run a good old Cliffhanger body. Look at that thing. Doesn't that look awesome? I am really pleased with how this turned out. I painted this all myself, masked up with some Cricut masks, and could not be more pleased with how it turned out. I will obviously be adding an interior, but I don't know that I'll be getting all that many points. I'm not going to probably be able to point out this truck, at least the way it's set up. Lexan bodies do not offer many points. You do not get drop bed points for this drop bed, unfortunately. I would have to run a Lexan interior of some type. I guess I could make a styrene one. I'll have to run metal bumpers and sliders in order to get some points there, but it's just, not going to get me that many points, so I don't know that I'll be able to point out in Class 2 or 3 for that matter. Maybe there's another option for a hard body out there that will satisfy my desire to build something that looks good and also semi-performance based. I know that this will perform great with the Lexan body because it'll just keep the weight down. So that's something we're going to have to look at and think about over the next 4 months. But that's basically where this sits. This isn't going to be a very long video. I do think, though, for the sake of convenience, I should just run this in both classes. I can run a larger 2.2 tire, or maybe even use my West Desert Wheeler Comp Cut 2.2s that he made. Just a slightly taller 2.2 tire, very narrow. These are really, really great. Logan did an amazing job on the cut and shut. You can barely see where he's added the space. But man, oh man, such a great job. And he did a really good job too, even keeping the treads intact, which is really, really nice. So there's what we'll probably be running, a 2.2 style wheel and tire for class 3. And to be fair, I haven't even really looked at the new rules. I've got to go through all of those, and maybe we'll do a live show and we can talk about all of those rules as I get into them and get myself familiar with them, because it is going to take some learning, that's for sure. Anyway, that's where we're at so far with Class 2, Class 3. Class 1, an entirely different story, and one that Josh and I are still not ready to share. We're working through some pretty interesting concepts, and we're going to be taking Class 1 to a whole different level. We will be running exactly the same vehicle, same electronics, same mechanicals, same chassis, same body. Everything will be the same except paint, where you know mine will be better. I'm really looking forward to starting that. It does require a lot of preparation and a lot of planning, and this one will exceed definitely my comfort zone and my abilities for sure. Josh has had more experience with fabricating and building at this level. This is really going to challenge what I'm capable of, certainly while I'm also trying to build myself a new studio and work a full-time job, not in RC. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Road to the Rockies. It's going to be a fun one, I think. So there you go. That's sort of where we're at. I don't know how we're going to do it, though. It's going to be a challenge for sure. If you are interested in comps, you should definitely continue watching these episodes. There's going to be a lot to pick up on and a lot to go through. We definitely will have to point out all these trucks. We're going to have to do our tech sheets. We're going to have to examine all the new rules and see how we can fit trucks into them. Class 1 is way out there now. It's totally different from where it used to be. And while it's still focusing on the scale accuracy, it's definitely more competition based than ever. So it'll be really interesting to see where we can take this project. So that's going to do it. If you are interested in this sort of thing, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. And stick around. There's going to be a lot more comp-based scaled truck building in the next 4 months. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.